All right, AOA podcast back for another episode. We're talking about Don Lemon again. The women of CNN are lining up against them.
Oh boy.
Rough. Roald Dahl is getting censored. Famed author, no longer with us, obviously. Trending over the weekend, kind of a big story. We'll get into the details on what's going on with that. Plus, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. Megan Fox is speaking for the first time.
She hasn't spoken?
She hasn't spoken since all this started. She's back on Instagram. We'll show the post and share with you what she said. Speaking of trending and what she said,
Ugh.
Marjorie Taylor Greene just continues to be a train wreck. And she was trending today for not so great reasons. We never got to John Fetterman. I do want to touch on that a little bit on this episode. Plus, Alec Baldwin's getting off the hook. The crazy archaeologist discovery. We've got the country with the largest average
eggplants.
And they've cured a third person of HIV.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I love that story. Plus, Mark Wahlberg takes it on the chin.
Takes what on the chin?
Got to stay tuned to find out. Take it to the face. All right.
Barry in the lead there. 3 people cured of HIV.
You think that's the lead?
I think it's the most exciting.
Do you want to know something? I love that story, which is why I included it. Feels like nobody cares. Like it feels like nobody.
Do you mean like cured? Like, should we go to that? Could we go to that one, or do we have to wait?
Gotta stay tuned, man.
I hate you.
We're gonna upset the Megan Fox people, and I don't want to.
Damn lineup. God.
Let's start with Donnie Lemons.
It sounds like you're shouting. Are you shouting?
Am I too loud?
You sound like you're blowing us out here.
Okay, I'm so sorry. What's going on here with my equipment?
You're peaking.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is that better? Should be better. Okay. Don Lemon was supposed to be back on the air this morning. He was not.
So he's on the DL, huh?
Decided at some point yesterday to take another day off, not coming back from the holiday just yet. Okay, that was the first part of it. Now we're hearing, according to a report from the Daily Mail, that the female staffers at CNN are so angry that they are giving ultimatums over him staying. Okay. Meaning, if he stays, we go.
Wow. It's just so, it seemed very, like I've never heard him, I don't watch him very often, but every now and then when I used to catch him, I never heard him say anything even remotely close to that. And maybe I'm missing something. It was very out of character, it seemed.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not that out of character. Here's the thing, and I know you don't agree with this, but it's true. There is literally no difference between Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon.
That's ridiculously
There just
crazy.
isn't.
There really is. Because look, there are consequences when have you ever heard him saying something completely outrageous that he's on vacation now and people threaten to quit and all this stuff? This is the only time I've heard of this. And then Tucker Carlson will go on tomorrow and say something completely racist or bigoted, and then nothing will happen.
Because his bosses don't give a shit, and they're not down with cancel culture and wokeism. That's why.
Will you stop at there's a cancel culture? It's called not hiring a racist. That's what that's called.
Well, Fox they got a lot of work to do in that area. They're not there yet. And let them.
Everybody's got a dick culture.
Everybody's got to go at their own pace, and Fox just isn't there. Listen, we think Fox just got past hiring sexual predators. Okay, we had to fix that problem first over there. We'll get to the racist stuff eventually.
I don't think they're all out. I don't think they're all out.
I'm not. Yeah, I can't. Well, that's why I said I think. I'm not there. I don't know. It ain't my company. I don't give a shit if Fox lives or dies.
Tucker Carlson's a piece of crap. Tucker, Ingram, and fucking Hannity admitted that they just lie, and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
They did.
And it's like...
I didn't care for that. I said they
it's
committed
unbelievable.
They committed a what do they call the bad sins? Venial? Is that a good sin or a bad sin? Mortal?
Mortal.
They committed a mortal sin against their own audience.
And no consequence. There's no consequences. They're not even suspended for that. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, because I think Fox's internal slogan is, "At least we don't have the sexual predators anymore." And people are like, "Hey, so Tommy's being a little racist." They were like, "Is he grabbing your boob?" No. Okay. Well, we'll get to it eventually. We
Put
got a
that in the
lot of
win
stuff.
column.
We got a lot of things going on here, Fox. We got to
One
fix.
thing at a time. I
Yeah, one
mean,
thing at a time.
uh,
One thing at a time.
they're just brutal over there. It's so I can't. It's so weird. I put it. I was like, you know what? One day I was like, I put it on. I was like, let me see how much of this I could handle. I couldn't go a minute. I couldn't go
Oh,
60 seconds.
that's a fun bit. I would love to live stream you watching Fox.
I couldn't do it. I put it on, and it infuriated me. Within 20 seconds, I was like, "Fuck this." They just get on there. They just say whatever. Could could Joe Biden be controlled by the Nazis? I don't know. Well, what? You don't know? What does that
Yeah.
even mean then? That's not a. You could say anything. Just follow it up with "could be." And it's like, and your ass is covered.
Mm.
It's like,
It's true.
I can't take it.
But getting back to my original point, I know you don't agree because there's varying degrees of this, but they are all cut from the same cloth.
I'm not saying like I completely agree that there's some shitty reporters on every station, but the majority of the shittiness, in my opinion,
You're just saying
is on Fox.
that's the side that you're on. You're a liberal leaning.
I get that, but no. Listen, what Don Lemon did was shitty and deserves. There should
Okay,
be
let me ask you a
some
question.
kind of there should be some kind of follow up, and if anybody else did that, there should be some kind of repercussions. But the shittiness keeps coming from Fox. This is not. I'll call out the shittiness on CNN. What's his name? Cuomo. Yeah, that's shitty. The shit he did. Don Lemon, sure. This one thing that he said was terrible, but it's like every day with Tucker and Hannity calling people with their homophobic remarks and their racist remarks, and it's just like it doesn't stop.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Again, mortal sin what the Fox people did to lie to their audience, lie. Like, again, you and I differ on this. I think these guys lie all the time. You don't want them to lie. I don't want them to lie either. It's become accepted. But lying to your audience is even worse, and there's a difference because when you lie about something, it's one thing, but when you lie directly to your audience, does that make sense to you? What I'm saying might not make sense. If I see an issue and you could go either way on how you interpret what has happened throughout the course of that day, they're going to lean towards their side and possibly tell a lie, but it's true to their audience, so they go with it. And that's one thing. But when you directly lie to your audience because you know what you're saying is completely not true, but you're still like, we have to feed this to them, that's the mortal sin. So that's the thing. But my question to you is, do you think Don Lemon is not capable of doing that same exact thing, of going on TV, knowing something not to be true, even for his liberal-leaning audience, but saying it anyway because that's just part of his shtick?
The point is, I don't know, but the point of the Tucker Hannity Ingram side is we do know. That's the thing. We're speculating about Don Lemon and all the other people that are on MSNBC and CNN. We're speculating, but with Fox, we know. You could ask the same questions about CNN and MSNBC and anybody else, but we actually have proof about it with Fox. If we had proof about it with the other ones, I'd be just as pissed.
It might even be out there. But Don Lemon, we don't talk about him a lot, not until this recent little gaffe, if you will. Great word. I like that word. Little gaffe.
GAFFE.
But he has been called under fire before for things.
For what?
A lot. I don't know. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I know.
Okay.
I know in my spectrum of grabbing topics for the show, I have passed on the "Can you believe what Don Lemon said today?" story multiple times because, frankly, I don't give a shit. Really, I mean, it's hard to care. He was the 10 o'clock guy on CNN. He wields the least amount of influence out of all these people that we have been talking about. You know what I mean? He's that insignificant. But also a lot of the stuff was like, whatever. The same way that I can't cover every time Laura Ingraham or Tucker Carlson says something fucking crazy
because it's every day.
It'd be all we talk about. Yeah, and that's not terribly interesting to me all the time. This one is interesting because of how much heat it caught, and how much it's still going on. Now, they're also saying that his resignation could come as early as tomorrow. So we'll see what happens here, but this seemed like a little bit of like a throwaway comment, and now the guy's going to be out of a job. But I think it's partially because of the comment, and I think it's partially because of, that show sucks. It's just not good.
That's fine. Listen, he gets, he says this one thing, and there's a possibility of him being fired. Meanwhile, Hannity will say being gay is like playing in the sewer, and nothing happens to him, and that's fine, right? I mean, what is that about?
And it sounds like hot talk to me. It sounds a little like dirty talk, like you want to get in my sewer. I think people would be turned on by that kind of.
I'm sure that's how he meant it when he said. I mean, it's bullshit. I mean, I get there should be consequences for all of them, but when you're talking about, Don Lemon did this one thing, yeah, do the consequences. But when Hannity gets on the air and says that about being a homosexual, it's like, holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? How's he get away with that? That's disgusting. How he could be on a platform like that, or any platform, and say something like that. I'm drinking my giant Snapple.
Go ahead, go for it, big man. You look like you're parched after making that excellent point.
A little parched. So that's all from this side of the basement.
All right, that's it for Don Lemon. So maybe, possibly, could be, let's see, perhaps out of a job tomorrow morning. We'll see if he shows up or not. If he's not on that panel come 7:00 or whenever that godforsaken show starts, there's no way he's coming back. I don't think he'll come back from this. Also, last point on this. How much of a dick do you think he really is because nobody is standing up for him? Like, that's kind of always what happens when a sweetheart makes a mistake. You're like, nah, it's okay. People make mistakes. When a nightmare behind the scenes and an asshole makes a mistake, you're like, fuck that guy, fire him.
Exactly. Yeah. And the other part is you have to, there's got to be an apology and the whole thing,
Yeah, but he did apologize. He apologized, and it was you didn't like his apology. I remember you said that.
He never even said I'm sorry. He said I regret it. This was something I don't exactly know. I can't remember for word, but he didn't say the words "I'm sorry" or "I apologize" or
regret is not sorry. I regret most of what I did in the 90s.
Said I regret it. Blah 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 blah. I have many women friends. Whoa, lost you there.
Sorry, I think we got a little techie glitch. I said I regret everything I did in the 90s, and I'm not sorry for it. I just regret it. There's a difference.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, exactly. It's not an apology.
That's not an apology. You're right. You are correct, sir. All right, let's move on. Speaking of sir, the Roald Dahl thing. So over the weekend, this started trending, which is kind of crazy too, because I actually watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with my kids yesterday, unintentionally.
The original one.
The original. Yeah, I will not watch the one with Johnny Depp.
Ugh, good.
I refuse. I like Johnny Depp just fine. That film did not need to be remade, and it's a travesty. Although I will say there are moments of extreme uncomfortability when you watch the original one.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, which parts?
Like, just like really bad close-ups, and the two sets of grandparents in the same bed always really bothered me a lot.
Kind of weird.
Where did Charlie sleep? It's all
the fact that they're all. Charlie had his own room, but the fact that his the whole family is poor and eating cabbage water, and the grandfather decides to walk only when he can get a tour of the chocolate factory.
Yeah, it's a little suspect. And he's like,
"Hey, Grandpa, maybe I don't know, head down to the unemployment office or something. Give us something here."
Exactly. You said the grandfather's like, Charlie works so hard. I'm gonna get up and help him one day. Nothing. And it's been like 10 years. And then all of a sudden he gets a chocolate factory tour and he's fucking
Yeah,
dancing around the room.
Hey, Dad, you can dance? Yeah, skip the chocolate factory tour and go get a fucking job. We're eating literally boiled cabbage. What are you doing here, pal?
How disgusting does that sound? Cabbage water? When they call it cabbage, like calling it cabbage soup sounds like it could possibly be appealing.
See, yeah, why wouldn't they just call it that? Maybe that makes it a little better.
Yeah. They're like, oh, it's fucking boiled cabbage water. Like, oh, whoa.
Can we eat the cabbage? No. We got to save the cabbage for the next batch.
And then I like also
laundry with a big giant fucking spoon.
Yeah, there was one moment where too, like he finds or he gets paid or something, and he brings home like a loaf of bread, and they're like, "Hot damn, we're gonna have a party." It's like it's just bread. He didn't bring home any ham or anything. Like it's just bread.
But for them, that was the thing. That was so poor.
You can't afford bread?
Apparently not.
I would think cabbage is more expensive than bread. I mean, not today in Joe Biden's America.
Oh God!
But back then in England, I think bread is the cheapest thing that you could possibly get. Because and how is that a party? What are you doing now but dipping bread into the fucking cabbage water? Like that's not anything to get too excited about.
I mean, at least it's more than 2 ingredients.
It's true. It's true.
But I noticed they were in Europe. They didn't have an accent of any kind. The only kid that had the accent was Veruca and the German Augustus.
Yeah. Now, were they in London? I thought they were.
Well, it was filmed in Germany.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where it's supposed to take place in the movie. I don't remember if they say it. I'm sure they probably do, like with the map. They always plot in the map.
I just remember seeing like the underground and just thinking that's London. Like that's definitely London. Although the area around the chocolate factory doesn't seem like.
No, they definitely filmed it in Germany.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it's supposed to take place in that universe. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, I noticed this too. A couple of times, Willie will like touch the kids' stomachs and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, uncomfortable, a little uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
My kids had next to no interest in it.
I mean, it takes once everything starts when they get to the chocolate factory, and I know that before that, it's like. It's a good 45 minutes or a half hour to 45 minutes of Charlie being poor. They're trying to find the golden ticket. Once you see Willy Wonka trip over come down the carpet, then the party starts.
Then it gets interesting. Yeah, that's basically where they started paying attention.
Right.
What was that?
Yeah, because then you got the chocolate river, all the shit that you can eat around there, the Oompa Loompas, the whole, the shrinking hallway, whatever it is. You got all this crazy shit going on, but you don't get to that until halfway through the movie.
It's so funny too because like the parents are like saying all this crazy stuff, like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here." I'm like, I would have socked Wonka in the face like 2 seconds as soon as we got into that room with all that.
Which one?
As soon as they got into the room where everything is small and they're all like up against each other, he would have gotten punched in the face, like just immediately punched in the face.
Hey, Wonka.
Yeah. Don't put me in a claustrophobic situation and expect not to get cracked in the skull. It's just not gonna happen.
Hey, look at this, DJ Shenanigan. Congratulations, gonna be a grandpa.
Oh,
very nice. See, I spent the day in the hospital today. My daughter's water broke this afternoon, but got sent home because the hospital visiting hours. So I am just waiting for the phone call. I'm going to be a granddad. Congratulations!
Wow. Congratulations!
Very cool.
That is a big achievement.
That is cool.
That is nice. Do you know what you're having? Is it a boy or a girl? I'm not sure.
Is this the first? I mean, it sounds like it's the first grandkid. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Would you like a couple more grandkids? Because I can give you your daughter or son, my children.
There you go.
Is it daughter? Daughter.
From sink thing to granddad.
There you go.
A boy. Gonna have a boy.
Nice. So much more useful than girls. I gotta tell you. I mean, the Chinese had it right on that one. Am I right, fellas? All right. Oof. Stop with the jokes. Listen, Roald Dahl. Let's get back to it. So, he wrote Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What else did he have? Matilda.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the works of. I just know those two.
James and the Giant Peach was him.
There you go.
What was the other one? Like BGF or something? Like it was another one of the giant things. The guy's written a shit ton of like just classic.
Wasn't it like BFG, like Big Friggin' Giant or something?
BFG, yeah. That's what
I don't know what it stood for, but whenever I saw that title, I thought Big Effing Giant.
Big fucking giant. That's what it means, yeah. Anyway, so over the weekend he started trending because again, wokeism, liberals, cancel culture. But they're saying that they are censoring his books. Now he's dead since 1990. He died in 1990. Netflix acquired the Roald Dahl Story Company, which manages the author's copyrights and trademarks. Right? So that happened in 2020. And they're now like publishing, like, every now and then they come around and publish some of the books again, and they're taking out or changing some of the terms, some of the terminology in the story.
What are they changing? Are we interrupting something?
Are you?
Your wife just sent me something.
Are you on TikTok?
Oh.
Yeah, your wife just sent me something.
I like how you threw her under the bus really quick. You're like, it's not my fault. It's your stupid wife.
Not my fault that you happened to let me in as soon as I clicked on the TikTok link.
Last time you yelled at me because I made you wait 35 seconds because you
it was 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, and where were you? And where were you this weekend? I keep inviting you to poker, and I have yet to see you at poker.
Unfortunately, one of the kids had a stomach virus or food poisoning, so that was not fun. Believe you me,
on the kids.
She couldn't even settle on an excuse. She's like stomach virus, food poisoning.
I went mature
one of those.
Well, I'll be honest. I much have rather been by you than deal with. I don't do throw up. I don't do throw up, and I had to deal with it.
Yeah, right.
That's a funny thing to say from the person who has the most famous throw up story that I have that I could tell.
Me?
Yeah, you throwing up outside the car.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, back to Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
You spelled it. Wait, isn't it Ronald Dahl?
It is not.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not. His name is Roald.
It's not.
You're
Ronald.
lying.
It's not Ronald.
It's not Ronald. His parents literally left off the N in the hospital. By the way, DJ Shenanigans, don't fucking drop a letter from your grandson's name. Make sure they get that right, because you could wind up like Roald Donald. His name should have definitely been Ronald, but it's
my whole life is a lie. My whole life is a lie. Wait, I want to know how poker was.
It was fun. Good time. We had 10 people. It was
my brother.
It was a good time.
And this guy actually showed up.
Your
brother showed up. Yeah,
not my brother. This guy.
He was there. First time in years, but he was there.
When I say I'm going to do something, I do it.
How many farts were to be had at this?
Too many.
Oh my God.
Too many.
It was unbearable.
It was disgusting.
I sat next to my brother.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
I said I sat next to my brother. Need I say more?
No, nothing.
Yeah. So, all right, what are they banning from Roald Dahl?
So here's what they're doing. According to the Telegraph, they are removing the word fat from references of characters that are overweight. References to mothers and fathers have been updated to parents or families.
Any reference to a mother or a father.
Yeah.
Like if they say Charlie's mother, they can't say her specifically?
Exactly. Like, how does that make any sense?
Can they legally change the book? Like, if it's his book, I mean, they bought the rights to it, right?
Yeah, they bought the rights to it.
You can't change what's, I guess you can.
Changing stuff all the time. This started with Mark Twain and all the bad words in those books. And here's the thing. I could probably go back to a clip of you and me arguing about this, and I'm going, it's a slippery slope. You never know where we're going to go next. And now we can't even say mother in a fucking book. We got to say parent.
Well,
Is that your parent? Yeah, that's my parent. Like, there's always a mother and a father. It doesn't matter what you're...
There's not always a mother and a father, first of all.
There's always a mother and a father. It doesn't matter what your...
there isn't.
Identity is, what you're born, whatever.
Sometimes there's a mother and a mother. Sometimes there's a father and a father.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but there's
there's
always
still always a father.
But there's always two. Even if there's two
father.
moms, there's a mom who's a bit more fatherly than the other mom.
They're both moms.
But I'm saying, like, if there's two dads, there's one of them is going to be a bit more motherly than.
How do you know that?
It's just kind of always the thing. Like in my house, my wife is more fatherly, and I'm a bit more motherly. You know.
We all know that, but that's your house.
I'm more sewing and Band-Aids, and my wife is more like sheetrock and
So then I could drag you right down this hole. So let's see, why is sewing and Band-Aids a motherly thing and not a fatherly thing?
Because I'm being sexist.
Oh, good.
Because it is.
The dragging stops. We've reached the bottom of the hole.
No, but you know what I mean. Like whatever the traditional roles are, that's again, it doesn't have to be necessarily gender roles. Like in our house, there's in any house, there's a disciplinarian, and then there's the parent who lets him get away with stuff. There's the one. It could be either one. It doesn't make a difference.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. It could be the mother or the father. So when you say that each household has a mother and a father, I'm
gonna interject here.
Yeah.
If you have a son, usually the mother lets him get away with more than the dad does, and if you have a daughter, then the father usually lets her get away with more than the mother does, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not like trying to pin down like this whole thing, but traditional father type stuff that you would think of can be done in a mom household by one of the moms.
So let's say
they're not allowed to be fatherly if they're two women.
They're allowed to be fatherly, but you said there's a mother and a father. That's not true. There's two
a mother
mothers
and a father there.
And they each handle everything. It's not
a bad thing to say. It's like there's a disciplinarian and there's one that lets him get away with everything. It's the same thing.
Calling a mother a father, that doesn't make any sense.
If you're going by the traditional gender roles, I don't think that's a bad thing to say. I mean, I just don't.
Frank's just trying to be woke. Come on, Frank's just trying to be woke.
I'm just saying, if there's two mothers, who's to say who's doing what role?
Oh, am I allowed to say that?
What? I don't think so.
It's like, okay, my wife is more the teacher and the, showing them stuff. Like my wife is going to be the one.
So in your house, there's a smart and a dumb. That's fine. You could point that out.
Yeah, there is, my friend.
Who's going to show your son how to put a condom on is the real thing.
Oof. That's a good question.
The package that it comes in. I'm going to read the directions.
Don't talk to me about stuff like this. I'm already going to start crying.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Say you're 18 years old.
I'm 18 or they're 18?
No, say between 16 and 18 years old, right?
Who?
Go back, both of you.
Okay.
Say you're between 16 and 18 years old.
So 17?
And your mom's...
No. In the same exact tone.
No.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there. I don't know if it's 16, 17, or 18.
Okay.
And your mom's boss, a man, teaches you how to put on a condom. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
Boy, don't tell me that happened to someone you know.
Yeah.
Did it happen to you?
No. First of all, do I look like I use condoms?
No.
Yikes. Okay.
Sorry, Mom. No, it happened to someone I know because
that's wildly inappropriate.
The father was not fatherly at all. And the mother was almost too fatherly, if that makes sense. Boom.
It doesn't. But I don't get, where did this guy come from? And I mean, the proper answer is, no, that's not my kid, and I want nothing to do with this. That's the proper answer. I don't want anything to do with your kid and that.
So the mom asked her boss
to
show.
Nope. She didn't. I don't think she asked him. I think it kind of just happened. Like, hey, if you decide to have sex, here's how to put one on.
Oh.
It wasn't. He didn't take out his penis or anything. He just said, "This is how you do it."
No,
he thought he was doing a good thing.
Oh, that is no. That's
all
a
right.
Big no.
Okay, just wondering.
That is not good.
I thought it was weird, but
do you want to tell this friend that the statute of reporting things such as this has been extended and they can do it today? I'd shoot a text.
Probes.
I just, there's no, I don't even know.
Not cool.
That's
not cool.
Right.
That is not cool. I feel like, are you sure it wasn't you? Do we need to?
Oh, no.
Yeah, are you all right?
It was not. Why would I have to learn to put on a condom? What?
Women put them on.
All right,
I don't have a dick.
I feel weird asking this.
Actually,
I almost talked to my wife about this, but then we got distracted with something else. So I'll throw it to Janine in the audience here. I don't believe this to be true. But I was on TikTok, my favorite place in the world these days. And this girl tells a story about how her guy. I mean, again, this is straight out of a porn plot, right?
Ooh.
She tells a story about how her gynecologist offered to give her an orgasm.
What?
And here's the story. So she goes for like the checkup or whatever, and he asks if she's sexually active. She says yes, and he says, "Have you ever had an orgasm?" And she says something to the effect of like, "I'm not sure." And he says, "Well, do you know how to give one to yourself?" And she goes, "No, I don't know." And so he goes, "Okay, well, if you ever need help, you let me know." The time goes by, whatever. She winds up going back, and she says in the TikTok, it's the same gynecologist that her mother saw, her sister, right? And she goes back and she goes, "I know people are going to think I'm crazy for going back, but I forget why she said she needed to go back, maybe for the birth control pills or something. I forget whatever the hell it was." And he followed up with her on it and said, "If you don't know, if you want me to do it, I can show you." That can't be true, right? I mean, does this really happen? Do gynecologists? I'm pretty sure it's illegal. First of all,
isn't there a nurse or someone else in the room?
Wait, DJ, while I'm down there, I like using that term all the time, DJ.
But with any of these doctors like that, there's always a nurse. There's always a third person in the room.
This is exactly why I will never go to a male doctor.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's super creepy.
For two reasons. One, men are just creepy. And two, they don't have that equipment. I feel like no matter how good of a gynecologist you are, it's just not your equipment. It's not what you've been working on,
I have heard that male doctors are more gentle, but first of all, you don't have to be gentle. Second of all, I don't know.
That is
as open as I am, I will never go to a male doctor.
I think I felt like she was lying and making up a crazy story for fucking.
I don't know. You never know.
I hope so, because that is. I don't think that's.
Like, it's definitely not legal. I know that. I know it's illegal to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering. My question was: is it more common than people think?
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Look at that. Look at that guy. That IVF doctor who used his own sperm
to knock up all those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a whole town.
People do sick shit. I know, like, I don't know. That's just. Oof.
No, that's disgusting. I hope something's done about that.
It's weird. It's disgusting by a doctor. There's no doubt about that. But if that's some guy she knows at a bar at 2 a.m., it's a perfectly normal conversation, and it's probably how it leads to that happening for the first time anyway.
Well, I think the difference, I'm sure there's a big difference here. You're not going to the doctor for that reason. You're not
I'm just saying,
to the doctor for that. You're going there.
I know back in high school, I had those conversations with several girls. I know for sure I've said those exact words to her.
You're gross.
What did you say? How did you? What did you use? I love you. I mean, we'll all get there in different ways.
I said, I walked away. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Who was I? Matthew McConaughey? I don't know what I'm doing back
there.
No,
that you were not. I remember those times.
I didn't know what the fuck. I wasn't the smooth potato you see before you today.
That's true. Good point.
What?
Whatever that means.
Cool cucumber? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Do you want to hear the reasoning behind this Roald Dahl thing, or have we moved on past it?
I don't care. What is it? Tell me.
Well, the people that are doing it, they say, and I quote here, our guiding principle throughout has been to maintain the storylines, characters, and the irreverence and sharp-edged spirit of the original text. But they always say that they always update. Whenever there's a new print of a book written years ago, it's not unusual to review the language used alongside updating other details, including a book's cover and page layout.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sure the old version will still exist somewhere. It's deleted.
Again, I just think it's crazy to kind of change these fucking things.
Yeah.
I said it during the Mark Twain conversation too. I don't agree with all that language, and I can understand changing that language because you don't want a black kid in the class to feel fucking weird about it. But it also is one of those moments, like I said, when we were reading that shit for the first time, where I was like, wow, this is wildly, and it makes you, when you hear it like that, it makes you realize this is fucking wildly inappropriate, and I'm not going to use that kind of language in my everyday life.
Well, that's the same. That's along the same lines. Picture an overweight kid in the class who's going to feel singled out if he hears people talking about how a fat kid go into the chocolate factory. It's like, and the kids are making fun of him.
You're not wrong,
it's but different, of course. But
at the same time, it's like, oh, the overweight child. Like, it's still going to make the fat kid feel bad, And
yeah, but it's better than saying fat.
I don't know. I think it's weird to see fat in a book now. But
you think so?
I think that's the point.
I don't know, like in a kid's book, I don't know if I would see fat.
But it's like when you look at, again, like, so we were watching Charlie and the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. When you look at the one of the kids was fat, and it's like that was part of his character. Like, he could not stop eating, and that's what gets him into the trouble in the factory.
Right. But just flat out calling him fat, and it's insulting, if you said
then how do you describe him?
You said overweight or heavy or something. It's whatever. As long as maybe say it a little gentler. I mean, there's a weird hypocrisy here. Like, I'm going to go down a little rant with you here. Can I do it?
No, please.
Tiny rant?
Go.
Tiny one. Okay. So you talk about, and it's a tangent, but it makes sense. It comes back to this whole thing.
He's going to mention Trump. I know he is.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not. Do you have all right, you got all these kids who go do these mass shootings, right? And then one side will say it's mental problems. These kids have mental problems. Well, when the left or the woke or whoever tries to do something about these mental problems, like soften some language in some books or edit some stuff here or there, the right's going, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Well, if you want to talk about if you don't think it's the guns, which, side note, it is the guns, but if you don't think it's the guns and you think it's just mental problems, then why aren't you on the side of trying to fix mental problems?
I don't think changing wording is gonna do that. And I think a lot of people are born with mental problems. So I don't think wording is gonna fix anything. And they're not reading those books. They're reading like serial killer and comic books.
Comic books?
Yes.
Okay.
It's true.
No, but if you're
serial killers, right? Comic books are a big
picture. One of these kids, these mass shooting kids, are in class, and the whole class is reading about whatever they're reading about, and the fat kid in the book is the joke of the whole book, and this kid happens to be an overweight kid. And let's talk about this fat kid comes, stumbling around and blah, blah, blah. And he's going to feel like, all right, everybody's looking at me. He's going to feel worse. And that's going to probably add to his mental, issues. It's probably not going to, it's going to deepen the gap between him and his classmates, probably. So if you're on the side of, let's try to fix mental problems, wouldn't this go towards that?
No, I don't think so.
Wouldn't this be a step towards that?
I think that's really picking that deep. I don't think that's even
step by step. We can't fix it all with one flick of the switch. But if we do a little bit here and there.
Brian, where's Brian been?
Mentally challenged. Yeah, if you're mentally
hold up.
challenged.
Where's Brian Sanders been?
No, but recognize the hilarity in Brian's comment. We prefer to be called mentally challenged.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I get it.
That's pretty good. I hear what you're saying. And happy birthday to Raven, celebrating 31.
Birthday.
Let me tell you something.
Shorty. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
Fucking 31. You feel like it's over? Enjoy the shit out of this, Raven, because when you hit 40, it is really fucking.
Oh, I
over.
think you were gonna say after the show you're gonna feel real great.
Yeah,
That
after
too.
40, the wheels start coming off, man.
40 is a problem. 40 is
I
a
got
problem.
a tooth removed, and there's another tooth growing this way out of my gums.
Yeah.
It
I
just
never
started.
had that issue before.
It just started growing another tooth.
Mhm.
Well, what happened, they say a side effect. I had the wisdom tooth pulled, and in the back, like in the gums that are inside the mouth, like facing the tongue, just a little shard of tooth is coming out. I had it removed. I went to the dentist. He removed it. He just went in there with a pair of tweezers and pulled it out.
Oh,
And I was like, okay. And then he goes, if it happens again, just let me know. It's happening again. Big freaking shard of tooth just coming out of the gum.
that's like when people grow teeth in their vagina. Exactly. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Frank's
Not
got
like
another tooth coming out of his ass that he doesn't want to tell anybody about publicly.
They call me old ass tooth.
Yeah, it's a freakish thing. Do you ever think that perhaps you were a twin and you just swallowed your twin and that's the teeth that are growing now? Is your twins?
I hope so.
Teeth?
Because that's a cool story.
It's like the chick from My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Where were we going before this? I fucking forget. You made a good point. It was an okay point.
It's if we're trying to do something about people with mental problems,
Yes, understandably so. But here's the thing: once you get over, like, oh, you can't say mother or father.
No, that's a little weird. If it's a mother or a father,
But even like you
say
got a
mother
little
or
mad
father.
at me for saying there's a mother and father role in a same-sex couple. Like, I don't think that's. I'm not being like you can't
not
have
mad at
two
you.
moms. You can absolutely have two moms. But
So then there's two moms.
But every
It's
parent
a mother and a
is-
mother role.
But
No, that's not it though, because even my lesbian cousin says the same thing. Lesbian cousin, she said her wife was more the father and she's more the mother.
everybody's
Yeah.
going to everybody's going to
You get it.
slide into roles, like I said, whether it's motherly, fatherly,
it.
smart, reasoning, like whatever it is, like
I understand your point. I totally get your point. I understand. There's things that dads do, things that moms do. I get that. All I'm saying is, moving forward into the future,
That's sexy, TJ. Go ahead. Sorry.
if we're talking about all different kinds of families, then those roles, like if there's more of a like those traditional roles, are probably gonna not go away, but kind of fade and like be more just general parent roles.
Can I say something? I will on occasion say this to my son, and it's starting to feel like a little crazy, outdated. Where I'll be like, "Hey, a gentleman would." Like I'll be like, a gentleman would hold the door open for his mother or his sister. Like a gentleman would, like if him and his sister argue over something, I go, a real gentleman would let his sister have it first.
Sure.
And I say these things, and I never hear that out of fucking anybody else I know or kids in the playground. Like,
so your son's gonna be the best boy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, la-di-da.
No, but like
Oh.
people will be like, be fair. They'll yell at their kids, you have to be fair, or give your sister a try, or they'll say shit like that. But I'll be like, hey, like a real gentleman, like, opens the door or gives up their seat.
And
Yeah,
then
you're
my
doing
daughter be
that.
calling your son a big pussy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But he would. See how the roles have reversed? See how they've reversed?
Mm-hmm. They really have.
Teaching your son to be a gentleman is not a bad thing.
No.
It's a good thing.
No, I'm kidding. That is.
But it feels weird. It feels weird saying it.
Why?
Is it because you see a lot of these punk ass kids these days just do whatever the fuck they want?
Do you want to know what else? It bothers my daughter.
What do you mean?
Like, I've noticed her getting mad. Like, I'll be like, I'll say like, hold the door. A gentleman holds the door open for a lady, and he'll hold the door open for her, and she'll be like, I don't need you to hold the door open for me.
Nice.
Yeah. She
Good.
gets a little pissy about it.
Then
Which I gotta say, I'm a little proud of that too, to be honest with you.
You know what my daughters say? Because they heard me say it. I don't need no man.
See? And that's fine. But I think the first step is to be a gentleman. If the lady does not want the door held open, then they say that. It's okay.
I think that's what's gonna happen to him.
Like,
He's gonna be like, here you go. And his first date is she's gonna be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm leaving.
Then that's what happens.
Trying to put me in a gender role. Yeah, you fucking pussy. Speaking of it, pussy, Megan Fox.
Oh boy.
You know, the crazier it is, the better it is, Frank, right? You were telling me that the other day when we were at Cards.
Is that what I told you?
Yeah, you were saying that, which I thought was not a nice way.
Does anybody believe that?
Talk about your wife, but anyway.
Show of hands, who believes I said that?
Anyway, especially because your father-in-law was there.
My father-in-law sitting two people
more
away
unbelievable.
from me.
Point is,
really? And you said pussy in front of him? I don't think so.
That's what that's
talked about his daughter's vagina for quite an extended period of time. I was uncomfortable. Megan Fox turns her Instagram back on, posts one post, which is, I think it was like a comment on her Twitter, like she screen capped her Twitter. And it said, how me making a joke in order to absolve this girl of a hurtful accusation somehow turned into a confirmation of it. I will never understand. Why are people so dumb? Sophie, you are insanely talented. Welcome to Hollywood. Your first unwarranted PR disaster. You now have been baptized by the flames of fame. It only gets worse from here. Unfortunately, just ignore it as much as you can. Middle finger up. So basically, she's saying that she she deleted her Instagram because the rumors started swirling that Machine Gun Kelly was sleeping with his guitarist. And so she deleted the Instagram as a joke to downplay the situation. And it just ignited it farther.
Yeah.
Who believes
don't you see that? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You delete your Instagram. Of course, everybody's going to go. That's going to just add to the story. You know, that's going to just get the rumor mill flowing again.
You disagree?
That doesn't make
The
any sense.
guitarist, by the way, commented back on it. I mean, it's all blocked now. You can't see it. But somebody screen capped it before, and it was, the internet is so wild, sending so much love, Megan Fox.
Ooh, really? I mean...
What did you say? I lost you. What did you say? She said what?
The internet is so wild, sending so much love, Megan Fox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the rumors start. It's between the three of them, and there's no proof of any of it. And right? I mean, we don't know.
People say there's still some issues. They're saying, again, these are People Magazine and shit like that. They're saying that one's kind of unrelated to the other, that she took it down because they are having some issues. But they said, a representative said they're not breaking up and they're working through. I think she said they're working through their issues.
Okay,
good for them.
Let me make sure I got that right. Because even if they're making up a source, I don't want to get their quote wrong. It's important to my journalistic integrity. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
sure.
What?
By the way, the fucking guitarist is hot. Hotter than Megan Fox, which I didn't think I'd be able to say. Because at one point, Megan Fox was ridiculously hot. I don't think she's hot anymore. She's just creepy.
You're nuts.
Frank's Megan like, Fox I fapped to her the other night. What are you, crazy?
I don't think she's as hot. I don't know. She's lost a little off her fastball, if you ask me. It's just not. I'm not saying she's not hot. She's pretty. I get it, but also the lips are a little kind of fake, and you know.
Well, yeah, everything's fake on her. I mean,
she's calling him daddy and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Seems kind of.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah, daddy.
Yeah, fuck. I can't find the quote now.
Yeah,
I mean,
care.
I don't know.
It doesn't make a difference. Anyway, but I was looking at pictures of the guitarist, and there's almost, if you have just a picture of a hot girl, like a hot Megan Fox, and then this guitarist who certainly is not ugly with a guitar, I'm kind of leaning towards the guitar, like a chick holding a guitar or playing a guitar really well is very attractive. That is like a chick who could fucking wail a solo on a guitar.
Right.
Is kind of super hot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Megan Fox is only just red lines. So that's kind of where I'm feeling on this Monday.
Red lines?
Yeah, she just reads lines. She memorizes lines.
I see. I was like, what do red lines have to do with it?
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly call her.
And not so great either.
A what?
And not so great either.
Right, exactly.
She doesn't read.
Exactly.
Hey, she's what's her name in Ninja Turtles?
It's true. She was
I think the original April O'Neil in Ninja Turtles was hotter. Remember the original one, 1990 or something?
Yeah, but then there was a second one too, right? I think I put number 2 over.
There was a different
I'd
one.
put number 2,
no,
number 1.
You're crazy.
I think so.
Number 1 was hotter.
I think so.
Right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted today, and actually caught some shit from the right and the left, that we should have a national divorce along political lines.
Huh?
She said we need a national divorce. We need to separate by red states and blue states and shrink the federal government. Everyone I talk to says this. That's maybe one of my favorite internet lines ever. Like everybody I talk to says this. Yeah, it's like 3 people. Yeah. I've talked to 3 people, and this is now become
true.
The majority.
That's everybody should talk to. Yeah,
yeah.
These 3 people represent the entire country. No, she's an idiot.
But it's like, this place is the greatest donuts. Everybody I talk to says this. It's like that's your sister and your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Like
the people who work there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna take a little bit more than that. And then people got pissed off at her because they said that she was calling for Civil War, World War III, so on and so forth. Which her response was, Biden is the one dragging us into World War III.
Okay, sure. Talk about how Biden and the left is trying to divide the country, and then you say something like this: we should divide into red states and blue states. It's like, can it be clear? Couldn't be more clear than that.
Let me know when this gets irritating, because she's just on my nerves so much that I find myself reading stuff about her more. And this is the second show now in a row that she's on as a topic. So you let me know when we don't want to talk about her no more. I find it interesting that
I don't want to talk about her anymore.
Okay. I just find it interesting that Trump's popularity is waning because it's always so confrontational. And she is just doubling down on this and really does not have, this is going to upset Frank, but it's true, doesn't have the charisma of a Donald Trump to pull off some of the horseshit that she's fucking saying.
Because you know what? She just sounds insane when she says it. Yeah.
She just sounds like a what?
Insane person.
She sounds like an insane person. Thank you.
I think they probably elected her not because they thought she was good, but because they thought she was insane. Am I wrong here?
They elected her because she's Republican, and there was a Republican state that she represents.
Well,
I think that's they're just going to vote down the line Republican. And,
just like Democrats do, though.
100%. I'm not
She's
saying
just fucking batshit crazy and talking on a whole different craziness level.
No, she's nuts. It all started when she was talking about the Jewish space lasers. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And this was before she was elected again.
Yeah. By the way, Fetterman is the left is no better because of this John Fetterman. Did you hear about this? This guy, opens up about his mental illness and his massive depression.
Hey, did you hear about this?
Did you hear about this? Hey, Kevin. Yeah. And he's like, he's going to
John Fetterman in the news.
He's going to take like a fucking leave. Listen, I'm not saying that people with mental illness shouldn't go and take a leave when they need it. They should. What I'm saying is those people maybe shouldn't run for leadership positions in our government because they have an important job to do. I don't know. It said he checked himself into the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center to receive treatment for clinical depression. Close aide told NBC that Fetterman would likely remain in inpatient care for clinical depression for a few weeks, adding that doctors are trying different medications to require time to identify the correct dosage.
Okay, so he's working on himself. Sometimes,
I'm happy he's working on himself.
Power are allowed to, and they're allowed to get help when they need help.
Yes.
So a couple of things. One, did this come up before he decided to run for office? We don't know. Number two, if he needs a couple of weeks, 3 weeks to get on some right medication and get the correct help he needs, and then he's good after that, then great. So I think this is a positive. Like if Marjorie Taylor Greene checked herself in and got some kind of help and medication, I'd be like, great, all for it.
She should
take a few weeks off.
That's
go
the
get
thing.
Yourself checked out and get some pills.
Marjorie Taylor Greene just gains more QAnon followers. That's what's weird. This guy's got to take a fucking 3 week nap. It's bizarre how each party handles their issues. But I'm saying, like,
guy's been through some shit, man.
He's been through a lot of shit. He's a veteran. I'm not checking him down. I'm just saying maybe you shouldn't have put yourself in this position. Like, maybe you shouldn't have run. You know you struggle with issues. Maybe you should have bowed out of the race, especially after you had a fucking, stroke, which clearly left you not in a great place. But the Democrats literally did not give a shit. They were like, stroke, depression, who gives a fuck? Get your ass on that stage and don't let that fucking crazy Republican win. Who did he run? Was he the guy who ran against Oz? I forget now. I think he might have.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Because Christine said maybe Dr. Oz should have won. And that's the thing, too. Listen, hey, you need a break. You need help. I get it. Go get yourself help. If you can't do the job that you applied for, there's no shame in being like, hey, I'm clinically depressed. I'm not set for this. I'm going to resign and let somebody else take over, and I'm going to go get the help I fucking need.
Well,
again, if you're John the accountant,
it's a big jump.
If you're Terry the mechanic, if you're, Billy the whatever, okay, fine. Your job in a company of thousands of people can probably withstand you taking 3 weeks off to get yourself mentally fit. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're a fucking senator or a governor or a president, the president of the United States can't be like, I need a fucking mental health day. I gotta, like, you're the fucking president 24 hours a day.
They take vacations. They take time off. They're not working 24/7.
They take vacations, but the guy with the nuclear codes is still walking around behind them with a fucking suitcase. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never really a full-on vacation.
I'm sure he has his detail there, or whoever needs to be with him. I'm sure he's not by himself. I feel like you're picturing like he's sitting in a padded room somewhere. Like, he's probably at a place like a spa, getting, talking to some doctors, getting some bright medication. Why would he? I think it's a little too soon to talk about him resigning. I mean, if he can get the correct help he needs, and he gets back on track, and he's great, and he's good to go, then all's good.
In 6 days, when there's a huge vote on a bill and he can't be there, then what? I mean, it's not like it's a profession that
I don't know,
that waits for, like, it's your job. That is your job to fucking show up. And if this is a thing, unless he's like, I've never had it this bad before, but perhaps he shouldn't fucking,
That's probably what happened.
What would make me clinically depressed? If somebody forced me to do a job that I did not want to do in the public's eye. You know what I mean? That's probably why he's so fucking depressed. Alec Baldwin is.
It's not like, I was just going to say, just depression. You don't know when it's going to hit sometimes. I'm sure this didn't, maybe it caught him by surprise. He just fell into a little depression. He's already in the job, and he's like, you know what? If I could take a few weeks off to get myself right, then that's what I need. And he's not going to resign. And
I hope so.
I mean, he could be a great senator for the next however many years, that he's going to resign because he needed 3 weeks off.
Agree. Listen, if it's 3 weeks and he's out and he's good, fine. If in another year from now he takes another fucking 4 weeks off, I don't know.
And I'm sure there are senators and Congress people who see therapists and are on medication. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now, most of them should be on medications, but I've been fucking.
There are some that should be, probably.
Yeah.
Some, probably most.
Alec Baldwin, he's facing a reduced prison sentence. They dropped one of the biggest, heaviest charges against him in this dumb fucking charade. Like, Alec Baldwin's gonna get arrested. They came down with it, and the fucking district attorney was like surprised to see it. Basically, it was the charge of like, one of the charges, I forget what it's called, but you have to like show a gun and intimidate somebody. Like, if you like intimidate somebody and threaten them before you kill them, you get charged with whatever the fuck they call it. I forget what it is. And so they're like, it was a movie. Like, how was he trying to intimidate?
He was acting. He was doing the role.
Yeah, so that got dropped. So, I mean, even if he's found guilty, which I think he will be, just to appease whatever, he's not looking at any sort of time whatsoever at all anymore. So
he'll probably get like probation or something.
A huge fucking waste of time in this Alec Baldwin thing. Archaeologists discover what they believe is the first dildo. First Roman dildo. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's definitely Roman times, right?
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Straight out of Caligula.
Straight out of what?
Caligula.
Got it.
You got it. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm having some sound issues today.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, the Romans and the orgy. What do you think was more sexual time? That time or now?
Roman times, definitely.
Feels like then, right?
Because everybody had sex with each other.
Yeah,
everybody.
People do that now. It's just not as much because there were fewer people, a lot fewer people.
When would you rather live, now or then?
Roman times, definitely, 100%. Nope, nuts? Roman times.
Just the archaic laws. We wouldn't make it 10 minutes.
That doesn't bother. The laws don't bother me. The lack of air conditioning back then bothers me.
You don't think it would have been cool to live in those times?
Listen
for like a day.
Can I tell you something? The air conditioning is the only thing that makes me feel like now is better than then. Everything else was better then than now.
There's no TV. There's no TV. Electronics of any kind. There's no. I don't think there was any plumbing. Not sure about that.
Shit outside.
You're living in.
Okay. I mean, think about it. They had baths.
There's no cars. They had what?
They had baths. Think about all these things I'm about to say. They had baths.
Yeah, the most hygienic things on the planet. Go ahead.
Orgies. Like they literally were like.
Also hygienic.
There was nothing.
Very hygienic.
Yeah. But there was no rushing. There was no deadlines. Yeah, people had jobs, but they still had time to get to the orgy for the day. You know, like they had orgies because they had nothing else to do. They took baths because they didn't have to take a shower because they didn't have to fucking be anywhere.
There's no deodorant anywhere. Everybody stinks.
I don't know. I would have loved to been in those times. Actually,
see, I like the idea of it. Like a Renaissance fair is fine because you could always bow out of that or check your phone or whatever. But if you're going back literally to the Roman times and you want to live there for your whole life, first of all, your life expectancy, you're probably going to live to 40.
I don't think you're making the point you're making. That seems like a plus.
Oh, okay. That's a win in your column?
Yeah, that's a win. Who wants to live till 90 now? And let me say this. I know it. Yeah, Janine, you were going to go. Janine looked like she was going to make a good point. Let me give it to Janine.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, my goodness.
No refrigerators. No, you can't. The food that you ate was...
The fresh.
Have to go outside and kill your own fucking thing.
No preservatives.
I have to say that they had food and sex orgies. So,
yeah,
and also
it wasn't lots of food. Unless you were living in the palaces, your life was not great.
I don't know, but fun fact about your old pal J Sabs. I took Latin in high school for 2 years, and I loved it.
No, that's fun.
Do you still know any of it?
A little bit, and also Rome, top 3 places I've ever been to, and I've been a lot of places. I love Rome.
Is great. I still have yet to go. I want to go to Italy so bad.
See, this is why I think you feel this way. You haven't gone there. Once you get there, you're going to be like, "This is going to be better."
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this: you said there was no deodorant. Here's what I'm saying.
Have you been on the A train at 8:30 in the morning?
Yeah. Try that 24/7.
Yeah, but think about this. If everybody stinks, does anybody really stink?
Right.
Yes.
You don't know.
Everybody does.
That's true. He's right. He's right.
The answer is yes. We all do.
I don't know.
So the question is now, do you take yourself out of this time and plop yourself then? Or are you born into that time? That's the only thing you knew.
I don't know.
Because if you're coming from this and going to that, it's a huge downgrade. But if you're just born and that's all you know is...
Yeah, it'd have to be that.
It'd have to be that.
It would have to
be God, I love Rome. Now I want to go back there. Oh, it's so nice there.
It's not like you're eating spaghetti every night.
Okay.
Eating like
no
rotted
iPhone.
goose
Oh, no,
anus.
I don't know if I could do that then.
Here's the thing. When you think about when you go on vacation, like what are the things that you do? You stop watching TV.
Yeah,
you put your fucking phone down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a vacation, dude. That's not your whole life.
But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Back then, I think they were just always on fucking vacation. Like, all right, yeah, okay, sure. We made some furniture and shit. They moved a little, product around, whatever they were doing. I don't know. But they were like, yeah, fucking, they were like, I got to stop because I got an orgy in 2 days. I want to make sure I get a bath in tomorrow. Like, that was basically their schedule. I got to take a bath tomorrow for the orgy on Friday. That's what they were working with. And then you know what came after Friday, Frank? Another bath day to wash off the orgy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think
bath
day. I don't
They
think
didn't have
bath
5-day
day
work
is
weeks back then.
I don't
Yeah,
think
for
bath
orgies
day
they did.
is.
Wait, hold on 1 minute.
I don't think bath day is the lavish, extravagant thing you're thinking of. I think it's just a bunch of people just hosing them, just fucking walking around in a thing of water and wiping off their balls. I think that's.
Let me ask you this.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing here.
If I'm so wrong here, let me ask you this. When was the last time anybody fed you grapes while you were lounging on a chair?
Again, you're talking about being like in the palace.
Just answer the question.
An emperor.
Just answer the question.
A couple weeks ago.
That's a lie. That can't be true.
But no, it's.
I hear what you're saying. I think
I'm talking about being an average person in the village, just being one of the people.
Wait, in the villages? You're talking about swinging now with my parents? Is that what you're saying?
Right, in those villages.
Listen,
I'm talking about the Roman times. You're living in a hut somewhere. Maybe you got a few sheep, and you're a blacksmith. I don't know. You're a blacksmith or you're a iron worker, whatever the hell they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Actually, there's no. I don't think it was an iron thing back in the. Maybe there was. I don't know, but it wasn't the. It was what. The early. It's 2,000 years ago.
Did they have books? They had books back then, right? Didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't think everybody read. I don't think it was as widespread as it,
Here, Robin makes another good point. No vaccines. See? One less thing to argue about. That's the thing. No arguments about vaccines back then.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about vaccines because you live into 35.
That's great.
Anything hits you, you're
out. That is great. That is fantastic. They were having more orgies till 35 than we are till fucking 90. Okay?
I believe, and there's just constant wars going on back then. Everybody's fighting over land and shit. Believe me, I think you're glamorizing a time period that probably didn't.
Listen, am I focusing mostly on the grapes and the orgies and the baths? I am. That's true. I can't deny.
I think you are.
But I still maintain it was about. There was just no pressure to do anything. I feel like it was just so like, all right.
Yeah, there's pressure to feed yourself and your family. You have to probably make some kind of living.
Yeah, they were like farmers. You were either a farmer or a carpenter or a philosopher or an orgy.
That's organizer. 3 things you can't do. And an orgy guy, I don't think they're paying you for that.
No, but I would have been like security. I've been like, don't worry, I'm gonna stand outside the door here and make sure nobody attacks us while we're having this nice orgy.
So you're not going to participate in the orgy. You're just keeping watch.
I didn't say anything. I wouldn't participate. I just wouldn't.
All right. Well, then.
Just because I'm doing it by myself doesn't mean it's not participation.
You could invent the glory hole.
No, I'm sure that was when it was invented.
At least the peeping Tom.
I wonder.
Move. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder when the glory hole first became a thing, like officially. Because
they celebrate Glory Hole Day in Rome. I think it's June 4th.
Nice. I hope that's
you know what? Wait, before I forget. You know what I want to do? You see this going around TikTok where these people like keep saying to their parents like their favorite celebrity, "Oh my God, Simon Cowell dead at age 62, whatever how old he is." I'm doing that to my mom on Thursday when I see her.
Okay.
Nice.
But I have to think about. I don't know, but I'm definitely recording her, and she's going to be so pissed off at me. So I'll share it.
What celebrity?
Fucked up. Who does
I
she
don't
like?
know.
Who's her movie?
I got one.
Who's her go-to?
Who?
I think she'll be devastated.
Let's hear it.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
She don't even know who that is.
She doesn't?
I don't think she's ever
seen
seen
like all our parents know who that is.
Yeah.
Really? He's young though.
No, but that's our parents.
Part of the tragedy of it all.
You don't think he's funny?
I didn't say that. I think he's not bad, but I think all the jokes are, hey, back in the day, growing up as an Italian guy, and my parents fed me gabagool, and it's like,
people.
Yeah,
he
but
appeals to the older folks.
how old is he? He's not much older than us.
He's probably in his 50s.
I think he's in his 50s, yeah, or late 40s.
Give or take.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he definitely appeals to the older crowd because it's back in the day. We didn't go in until once the street lights came on. That's when we got it. That was.
I don't think.
What?
I don't think he's funny. Like I tried to watch one of his stand-ups, and I was like, "Oh God, I got to change this before I fucking just."
I'm gonna be honest. I never saw any of his specials. I heard
honestly.
Like,
what do you do with your time? I don't even know.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What? Because I don't watch Sebastian Maniscalco?
He's got like 6 specials. At some point, everybody has seen at least one of them.
Like accidentally.
Yeah.
You have to at least accidentally watch him.
What kind of fast food did you have?
And he's like an Italian savior, you know? So it's like, I don't.
My mom would not know who he is.
That's amazing. What? All right, then go with Andre Bocelli then.
Italian savior.
She would not care about that either. I'm thinking of maybe somebody on her soap operas.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Stories.
What fast food did you get after poker on Saturday night?
Me, Wendy's.
You?
Huge
Frank?
mistake.
Oh, I didn't leave the house. I have to wait until everybody leaves. I'm hosting, so once everybody leaves, it's like 1:00 in the morning. I'm done. I just go to bed. I'm not eating fast food at 1:00 in the morning.
You don't have post poker sex with your lady?
If I wake her up, maybe.
Yeah, you don't have to. You're married. It's okay.
Never wake them up. Just do what you got to do. And
come on, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Up. What did my brother get? Same thing.
I don't know. Nobody brought it in here.
I don't know. Yeah, we almost got. First of all, I got excited because he's like, "You want to get Shake Shack?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to get Shake Shack."
But
then I realized we're playing. Nothing's open by the time everybody. After the first, we're all talking about it during the first game, and then after the first game's over, it's like 10:30, 11:00, and on a Saturday night, nothing's open anywhere.
Yeah, why is that? Why aren't things open anymore?
Because they blame COVID.
See?
No, it used to always. It was always like pizza places close at 10:00, and it's like, what do you? They've always done that. You want?
Well, first of all, I mean, I was fearing for my life being in Frank's neighborhood. I mean, that is just a bad neighborhood to be in at that time of night. You don't want to be around there. But I'll tell you what, the girl who served me Wendy's was a disaster.
Oh, I like it.
So what happened?
Just looked like she hadn't showered in weeks. Her just when you look at her, you don't think I have nothing to worry about here. Everything is going to be okay.
And you want to live in Roman times.
Yeah. Well, listen, the food was probably better.
Worry about, yeah. You got to picture 2,000 years ago, who's handing you your food?
Yeah, it was probably on a spit, turning it around. Fucking pig with an apple in its mouth. Be fine.
Okay. Yeah. Pig with an apple.
It's not that big of a deal.
Okay. I'm sure.
This girl, and I put my order in through the app because I love an app. I could order like kind of weird combinations of stuff. And it'll be fine. She comes over to me. She reads like my order back to me. She goes, "Is that definitely what you want?" And I'm like, I don't know how I should answer this. Like, what is she like? Are the tomatoes tainted? Like, what are you like? What are we getting at here?
Yes or no, dude. I feel like you're overcomplicating it.
I did. I said, yeah. I go, that's exactly how I want it. She's like, and she looked at me like, she's like, all right. And I'm like, you're working the 1 a.m. shift at Wendy's. How are you judging me for my?
Wait, you went into the Wendy's?
No, I ordered. I did drive-through.
Okay, so how's she looking at you?
Because she was just like, "Is this definitely what you want?" And that was a weird thing. Like I ordered on the app, and like 10 minutes later, I showed up at the Wendy's, and they still hadn't made like what I was looking for. And she's like, "Are you sure you want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I feel like ordering from the app, you might as well just drive through the drive-through. It's the same amount of time.
Well, you know what pisses me off?
Through and you pull right up, it's done.
I go through this with McDonald's too because I get my kids like a Happy Meal all the time. You order on the app, and then they go, "Okay, tell us when you're here, and we'll start your order." No, that's why I'm ordering ahead. I want it to be ready when I'll handle the timing. I got it. Like, I'm 10 minutes away. It takes you 10 minutes to make this shit. Like, do it that way.
Just go through the drive-through. There's nothing wrong with that system. We got a good system going. You're ruining the system.
Yeah, but now when you go to the drive-through, the first thing they say to you now is, "Are you ordering through the app?
Yeah, they do.
Or are you using the app today?" That's what they say.
Yeah, just say no and move on with your life.
No, but they want everybody on the app.
Well, no, I'm not ordering through the app. I'm talking to you right now. I have a huge menu staring me in the face. I'm just going to tell you what I want. You give me the food. I give you the money. That's how this whole thing works.
Yeah, but you can pay through the app and accrue points, which is why they're asking. Which is important when you're getting your kids a fucking Happy Meal once a week. That's 6 weeks. You want a free barbecue sauce thrown in. Feel good about yourself.
That is nice. I'll give you that.
And what you've accomplished in life. Go ahead, Janine. You were going to say something.
I forgot again.
Yeah, I picked up my phone to look at something for the show, and I forgot what it was too.
That's good. Bird works the midnight shift at a fast food place.
Oh, which one? We should go visit her.
Don't know. She says she's awesome. So it depends on who you got working behind the thing.
Yeah, but listen, don't take this the wrong way, but Bird lives, I forget where, in the middle of the country somewhere, right? Like,
wasn't she like Boston or something, or
no,
Massachusetts somewhere?
I thought it was in the middle somewhere. My point is there's good people there. Here,
Colorado, yeah, that's definitely not here.
Yeah, it's the middle. I pull up to fucking Colorado Wendy's at 1 a.m. I'm not going to worry about anything. Here in New York, there's a problem. You got a problem. It's 50-50 on whether or not you're going to be vomiting in 2 hours.
Well, that's fast food for you.
I mean, that's just kind of the way it is.
That's a 40-year-old eating fast food at 1 a.m. That's nothing to do with the place, I think.
But you go anywhere else.
90% you, buddy.
No, but you go to Colorado, you go to any other place, Texas, you go anywhere else in this country. People are nice. They go above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go to a fast food restaurant or you go to a gas station or whatever it is, and you actually get service from people. Here,
nobody wants to do their job.
Thank you. I mean, everybody's like annoyed that you fucking came in. Well, and that could be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You fucking walk into the place and they're like, "What do you want?"
That's true. It's 100% true.
And you're like,
"Yeah, what are you doing here?"
Yeah, that person is not making. Like that person drops the chicken patty on the floor, picks it up, and goes like this, maybe, and puts it on the fucking bread. That's that.
Hey, listen, I've had some nice people at the drive-throughs. My only complaint about
in New York,
in New York,
okay,
yeah, right here in my neighborhood, in my shitty neighborhood that you call it. My only complaint, my biggest complaint with fast food places is put the menu before the speaker, because I want to see the menu before I get to the speaker, because then I have to go. I just need a minute to look at decide what I want.
Yeah,
because you only see the menu when the speaker is staring you in the face. Now you're at the menu. It's like, well, I don't want to hold everybody up. Just one space back. Give me the menu.
PDQ does that. Free plug.
PDQ, yeah, they do that.
Bird, which one do you work at? I want to know which one Bird works at.
I got this too the other day. I order. The guy goes, "Is everything on the screen correct?" And I go, "There's nothing on the screen." And he goes, "How about now?" And I go, "Nothing." He's like, "But is it correct?" And I'm like,
"Well, if nothing's correct, it's correctly nothing."
And he's like, "Well, you need to confirm if what's on the screen is correct." I'm like, "The menu's on." I'm like, "Yeah, the menu's on this. It's fine. It's correct." Like, I'm not hopefully.
Menu looks great.
Be honest. When you go and order from the drive-thru, how hopeful are you that they get their order right? If you get your order 100% right, that is like winning the lottery here. Like, you just never if you're changing anything.
I never get the right order no matter what. I'm always missing something. Yep.
I usually we're good.
Maybe Democrats serve you, Frank.
Maybe that's what it is. You got that Hillary sticker on the back of your car.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another perk.
Mine just says "baby up in this bitch."
There's a pizza place there's two now, like any other place. There's two pizza places. There's the okay one and there's the really good one. We go to the really good one, knowing full well they are going to fuck up our order, and we're going to get the wrong thing. And it happens all the time. Like, no matter what happens, you're like, I know you didn't get this right.
Are you overcomplicating it? Because that sounds like you.
Like 2 regular slices, 2 chicken slices, a couple Sicilian slices, some garlic. Like that's not complicated stuff. They cannot get it right. They just can't get it right. Every time I bring it fucking home. And then they go, do you want to check it? And you're like, there's like 17 people waiting. You're like, I'm going to open the box now and make you fucking put things. Just give it to me. I just want to get the fuck
my
out.
Pizza place. I love my pizza place. First of all, we have a point system. I have a little, every time I call, it adds points. And they, like every other time I order, they're always taking money off, which is great. That's number one. Number two is I went there last week. We ordered a pie and they gave me an extra slice because the pie, there was a hole, like the dough kind of separated on one of the slices. Slice was still there, and most of, it was 99% a whole slice on the pie, but they had a hole in it, and so they threw in an extra slice. I thought that was really cool.
Classy.
Yeah.
Classy move.
And this place, and it's good food too. We have like 9 pizza places in my neighborhood, and we go to this one, and they're always very good.
Can you tell me which one it is, Frank?
I can.
Is it La Villa?
No.
No.
No, it's not. I'll tell you.
Text me. The pizza place that I go to, there's 2 owners, an Italian guy and a Bosnian guy. Interesting, right?
I like that.
Italian guy is some girl I know's cousin, which I didn't know until afterwards. But the one guy that works at the pizzeria, like now I know them for years, and I always mess with him, right? He's from Turkey. So whenever I leave, I say, Allah Akbar. And people are like, huh? But he always gives me free slices or whatever. Or else I'm like, don't charge me for that bread, but I want extra bread.
Is it to try to get you to stop being racist? Or is that
No.
Please take these slices and stop yelling things at me.
It's a joke between us, but
all right.
They always get the order right. They do.
Bird, we love when you need a minute. It gives us a minute.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So is that that's on purpose then, that the menu is up by the speaker? Okay.
Maybe. Well, they put some of the features up sometimes, like in the front, that you can kind of see a couple of
the special things. Yeah.
But I'm with you. It should be a full fucking. Yeah, you're right. DJ Shenanigan, do you Americans also have an issue with the McDonald's milkshake machine never working?
Every time.
We fucking invented that, DJ Shenanigan. We started that.
I can't remember the last McDonald's milkshake I've had.
Yeah.
Always.
Bosnia Mafia. It probably is.
But somebody explained that. You know the answer to that, right? That it's like a scam with the fucking company that owns them and people cleaning them, and that was like that got solved in like a 2-minute TikTok.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the reason is, but I know it's some kind of weird scam.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you, J Sabs, about I kept meaning to ask you and I keep forgetting, but your cousin and the woman he's seeing in Turkey.
Yes.
Right? They're still together? Is everybody okay because of what happened in Turkey? The earthquake, everything.
Did I tell you my cousin was just recently there for 3 weeks?
No, you didn't.
No.
They had to meet in Macedonia. Because he couldn't go straight to Turkey again for some reason. So they went there, and then from Macedonia, they went to Turkey. And he was in the town where the earthquake hit. And then he's home, but obviously she's still there. And I think her aunt passed away, but she lives about 200 miles from there.
From like where it really where it hit. Jeez.
That's crazy. Yeah, here it was bad. I also they're like
thousands of people died.
They were like showing pictures of like just the earth just like split, like just splitting.
Isn't it crazy what like the earth can do?
Yeah. It's a little nuts.
It really is.
It's a little nuts. Yeah.
I gotta see what the it's
a tsunami scares me way more than earthquake though.
Wow.
Country with the largest average peak.
Yeah, I agree. The tsunami is the worst. Because the tsunami is like a slow, like it just comes like a little trickle of water, and then all of a sudden, everything is underwater. It's fucking crazy.
But this earthquake, the death toll right now is 40,642.
Jesus Christ!
Get out of here! Are you for real?
It was at 15.
I just Googled it. It's between Turkey and Syria. Both countries experienced it.
Holy
and
shit!
That's the total.
I swear to God, the last
46
thing I read said
40,000.
something about 3 people dying in the earthquake. It must have been some other.
Oh, I'm sorry, 46,000. It's past 46,000 people, not 40,000. 46.
That's in from Turkey alone. Turkey and Syria. You said
Turkey and Syria. Yep.
Holy shit!
Yeah, 46,400 according to the Washington Post.
Are they prone to earthquakes? Is it because it's not an earthquake kind of an area and all their houses aren't earthquake proof, so everything just crumbled and killed everybody? Is that what happened?
Not 100% sure on that. It was like a really big one. It was like a 9 point something.
Damn, was it really?
It was up there. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I don't know what the exact measurement of the Richter scale was. Let me see.
I tell you, it's the most wild feeling I've ever. Remember when we had that earthquake a couple of years ago, 10 years ago now maybe? I was in an open parking lot and literally just felt everything go like this. It was so, I'm like, what the fuck
was weird.
is that? It was such an insane feeling.
I was on the second floor of the building and everything just started doing this. We were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Because it was we were right. It was such a foreign
We're not used to that. Yeah.
I was like, why are we rocking? What is this? And then we're like, all right, someone walked by and we're like, we have to go outside right now. Let's go. And we all just went to the parking lot.
My vibrator is so powerful. Both times it was like, what? Was that even anything?
Is this thing on? It was a 6.3 magnitude earthquake.
When was that?
The one in the Turkey and Syria earthquake.
Oh, that's 6. It. I thought you were talking about here. I was like, what? Are you sure?
No, here was nothing.
No, that was like years ago. Like I want to say 2000 and.
That'd be like
I was working in 2010, maybe.
Maybe around there.
Because I was working in the city. That's cockroach bathroom. Shitter. You remember that? You know that talk.
Yeah.
Right. And I went outside to get lunch and everyone's on the street like, what's going on? I swear to God, I did not feel anything. I'm not even kidding you. And everyone's like, my God, did you feel that? And I was like, no.
That might be, this is just speculation, but you're working in the city. Those buildings, I think, are meant to handle like wind. If you're in a skyscraper, they're meant to handle a little rocking. So it's probably just not like a normal.
Oh, no, I was outside.
Were you high up?
My office was high up, but other people, I was outside getting lunch. Like I was walking to get lunch. And the people who
ground level.
Yep, the people who worked inside on my floor felt it. Yeah. And I was on I think it was 20 something, maybe 40th floor, something like that.
It's such a weird feeling. I don't know what our magnitude
was. Oh, I felt it before.
Hi-oh. Okay. Speaking of weird feeling, okay, country with the largest average penis size. This is a shocker.
This is top 10, right?
Well, I actually got the full. I got the full list.
Oh, you got the full list. Okay.
Yeah, I went and did the research for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Let's just hit everybody with it. Ecuador, number 1, average size, 6.93 inches.
Okay.
That's crazy. Ecuador. I never heard of Ecuador being like, you gotta see the cocks down there. They're fucking huge. I've never heard that ever in my life.
I don't know what.
Girls, let's go on a weekend trip. I'm gonna text the girls right now in our group. Guys, girls, you want to go to Ecuador for the weekend? You down?
It's a place to be, apparently.
And here's what's crazy. I mean, look, obviously, let's go through the stereotype of black guys have the biggest dicks.
Right.
There is not a big representation of African nations in this top 10 list.
Oh, really?
Which is stunningly surprising.
Give us the list.
Wait, okay. DJ, did I ever say I was from Ecuador?
What?
DJ, did I ever say I was from Ecuador?
That's good. That's pretty good. Bird moving to Ecuador. Yeah.
It's the place to be, apparently.
Penises. I get it. Ecuador 6.93. Cameroon. The fuck is that?
That might be an African nation.
Maybe.
I'll look it up.
6.56. 6.5 is Bolivia.
Okay.
Central Africa is Cameroon.
Okay, so there you go. Number 4, Sudan at 6.48. Haiti at number 5.
Okay.
With
Wow.
6.3 inches.
Haiti.
Senegal, Gambia, Cuba. This is stunning. Netherlands coming in at number 7.
Oh, their Netherlands are pretty big.
They're nether regions.
There you go. Zambia is, let me see here. Oh, there's a couple that were tied for 7th. So Zambia comes in at number 10. France comes in at number 11.
Good for Zambia.
I don't buy it.
Oh, wee.
So what are we up to?
Yeah.
You did. Sorry, I blipped out.
I just don't think French guys have big dicks. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's all the cigarette smoking, to be honest.
Where was France?
11.
Okay.
Angola. Okay, listen to this. Canada comes in at number 12.
And that's with the cold.
That's with the cold. Yeah, a lot of cold peepees
Shrinkage.
up there. Exactly.
Right. Apparently not.
How is Canada 12 and the United States is 59?
Ooh. Move it. That's why we should move to Canada. Free healthcare and big cocks.
Maybe it's the free healthcare.
That should be the slogan. We got free healthcare and number 12 on the big cock list.
I tell you, if I was the leader of one of those countries on the top 10, it would go right on the flag.
Just a huge
that
dick
would
on
be
your flag.
Just and the measurement. This is our average. That's it. That would be our flag. Just wave it around everywhere.
No stars or stripes, nothing. Just cock.
No. Just a blank flag with a dick on it.
Is it a drawn penis? Is it a
No, it's crude. It's not not a picture. It's a crudely drawn.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the difference between Canada and the United States being on average almost an entire inch of penis size. That seems nuts to me.
I'll take it. Every inch matters.
Right. Well, we're the country with all the guns, so you'd have to assume we have small dicks. So
that's true. We are the nation.
Oh,
I tell you,
big trucks.
I was just gonna say, big pickup trucks. Nothing says small dick more to me than a fucking big pickup truck.
Every time someone fucks with me on the road in a pickup truck, I have to roll down my window and scream, "Big truck, small cock!" Every time, no matter what, never fails. Even my kids in the back. Yep, they're like,
okay.
Small cock.
Okay.
I know. Yeah. And my mother's like, "Janine, stop it." And I'm like, "Shh, small cock."
Why do you think they call them Mounties up in Canada?
There you go. See? Nice. You wrote that ahead of time or what?
No, it
you told about this before you.
No. Paul in the chat said moose dung. And it just made me think of a Canadian joke, and I just went moose, Mountie. No, Mounties. That makes sense.
Italy is 19 at just over 6 inches. What else is on here? That's Mexico, 5.87 inches. United States is 59, and the average size 5.35. By the way, again, stereotype in here. Japan, right behind us, 5.34.
Oh,
yeah,
not by much.
China's not too far away, 5.15.
I know that you two are definitely going to go measure your penises right after we hang up here.
First of all,
probably the men in the chat too.
That's unfair because I measure it every single day. China 5.15, United Kingdom 5.17. That seems like a small dick nation to me, the UK. Sorry. I apologize.
I'm staying out of this conversation. I'm not comment. No comment.
I also like to know who's circumcised and who's not. Because you get a little extra.
In the chat?
Yeah. Oh no, I mean worldwide.
The countries?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Well, most of Europe is not. Most of Europe is not circumcised, so.
Here's the thing. Greece is 64 with 5.24 inches. I would think they've got some big dicks over there in Greece.
Yeah, me too. They walk around like they got big dicks.
Like they kind of invented the orgy thing too, didn't they? Like before Rome, there was Greek orgies.
Greeks and Romans.
seems kind of weird not to have a huge dick nation when you're inventing orgies. You want to see who's dead last on the list?
Sure.
Cambodia.
Antarctica.
I was gonna say
Cambodia?
that. Yeah, definitely.
Cambodia.
God, what's the number?
3.95.
Oh,
That's a small dick. That is a small penis.
Yikes.
They should be angrier than they are over there in Cambodia. Is Cambodia a nice place? I don't even know. Sounds like a nice place. No, it's not.
I don't know.
No, it's not.
I don't know.
Wait, I want to know: are Canadians mostly circumcised or not?
Why would
yes, they're mostly.
They are
because the penis.
How do you know?
Fits better in a
right
cup
next
that
to
way
Vietnam.
when they're playing hockey. So they.
Oh, there you go.
Circumcise them, less to get in the way of a slap shot.
Right, you take off the helmet, you put on the cup.
There you go.
So Cambodia is right next door to Vietnam, is where that is.
What does that mean?
Giving you an idea of where it is. You said you don't know anything about Cambodia.
This blew Frank's mind. We almost passed on it because I almost ended the show 4 minutes ago. Third person cured of HIV.
All right, yeah. Now I am loaded with questions here. Up, Jay Sabs doesn't care for some reason.
See, that's what I'm saying. Nobody gives a shit.
How is this not a bigger deal? All right, so cured as in completely gone. There's no more. This person has zero HIV, cells, HIV cells in their body. That's it. It's over.
Here, let me give you the
worry about it anymore.
Let me give you the jargon. You tell me.
Okay.
A German man has become the third person ever to effectively be cured of HIV thanks to a stem cell transplant 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Mondays, it was first announced back in 2019, but Monday, researchers confirmed he was indeed HIV free. Dr. Bjorn Jensen, where's Bjorn from? Where's that? What is that? Like Scandinavia? Hold on, let me check their penis size before. Sweden? Let me see where Sweden is on the big dick list before we move on with this.
Do you have to?
Yeah, I gotta know what Switzerland and Sweden, I always confuse those two. Am I the only one who's that dumb?
Yep.
I was wondering why you didn't answer quicker. I mean, I realized you were drinking an iced tea. Sweden, number 24 on the list, 5.94. All right, so here we go. A big dick scientist says, and I quote, "We don't think there's a functional virus present in his body." The unidentified human,
Boom.
yeah, known as the Dusseldorf patient, is only the third person to be cured through a stem cell transplant. And now
stem cells, man, that's the wave of the future. I don't know how we're not dumping all our money into that.
Agreed.
I know it's a little controversial, apparently,
yeah.
But stem cells, man, it's the way to go.
I like this story because there was a time when we were just like, HIV is going to, AIDS is just out of control. It's running rampant. It's going to kill us all. And now here we are. And it's like, it's kind of like, it's at the point where for most people, it's manageable. They can just slow it down so much it doesn't even matter. And now we're literally at the point where we're curing shit. And what's so exciting about that is it is a virus, and we have not been great with curing viruses. So that's
right.
Something.
This is I feel like this is a bigger deal than this should be a bigger deal than we're making it.
But again,
I mean, as a society,
is Machine Gun Kelly a piece of shit or not? That takes more precedence in New York.
That's
in
America. Top of the list. Right. Yeah.
But then again, we got 5.5-inch dicks over here. So what do we know? You know what I'm saying?
We don't know anything.
Speaking of small dicks,
I mean, what do you got?
Go ahead. No, you're going to make a good point there. I felt it.
What I was going to say is, what's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson thinks we're going to be curing everything. We'll have a cure for literally everything by, I think he said 2050. By around that time, we'll have advanced so much that we'll have pretty much a cure for everything.
People feel that way because our rate of innovation is increasing. Right. Like even technologically, medicine, we're getting to stuff faster than we ever have before, which is crazy to think about. Mark Wahlberg took it in the face. He was selling his LA home. He moved to Vegas. It's kind of a big thing. Everybody's been talking about it. Listed the home at first for $87.5 million. sold it for $55 million, a $32.5 million price cut.
The question is, was the home worth 80 whatever million, or did he just list it super high so that it'll come down?
That's what he listed it as. You want to know what he bought the property for?
Go ahead.
In 2009?
2009, I'll say 20 mil.
$8.25 million.
Oh, so he didn't take nothing in the face. He made out
big.
He made out with what did he sell it for?
He sold it for $55 million. But he bought the property for $8.25. He renovated the home that was there and built on top of it. So I don't know how much he spent, all in total.
He probably made like 10 million or something.
Yeah, I will say,
even.
Google Mark Wahlberg's LA home. It is fucking gorgeous. Like, I'm not one for these
Vegas.
I'm not one for like these mansion types, but it is beautiful. Like, he did it all the right way. He moved to Vegas. Right. You know, I moved to Vegas. His kid's like into tennis. His other kid is into golf. One of them does something else. I forget what it is. Oh, horseback riding. He's like, I moved to LA to make movies. I've made like 3 movies in LA. He's like, I don't know why I'm living here. And he goes, there's much more opportunity in Vegas for my family. I'm going to fucking Vegas. And that's what he did. He upped and left at the end of the pandemic.
It's a good move.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a good move. Yeah, because whenever you film something, you're all over the world. You're filming all over the place. You're not locked down. Unless you're doing a TV show or sitcom, you're probably not locked down to California.
For the most part, they're not filming movies in California, in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
You're going to Canada. You're going out of the country. Yeah. That makes sense.
Some people hate, I feel, and because he's a Boston guy, Boston, New York, the Northeast, they don't seem to jive with California for the most part. People just don't like California. Like, if you're from the Northeast, there's something that, like Jerry Seinfeld, remember?
The whole East Coast, West Coast thing.
But Seinfeld moved to California, filmed the show there. The second it was over, boom, he was back. He wanted nothing to do with Los Angeles after that.
It's different. It's a different culture. There's a lot of differences, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure the weather, it's got to be hot as hell in some parts.
There is a documentary series, reality documentary, kind of hard to tell, on Mark Wahlberg and all like the businesses that he started. It's on HBO. I forget what it's called. Wall Street, spelled like WAHL. I wouldn't say it's outstanding, but if you like that sort of behind the scenes of Hollywood and business and that kind of stuff, I watched all 2 seasons of it, and I was pretty intrigued by what he does. Yeah, like he's one of these guys that's like, he's making a million movies. He started a clothing line. He's bought into a gym. He's got the Wahlburgers. He's got like 17 different things going because he wants his brother to have a life, and he wants his, niece to have an.
Well, Donnie's doing just fine.
Donnie's doing fine, but his other brother, he's got like 17 brothers. He's got, big Irish Boston family. There's 42 of them over there. But he's got all this crazy stuff.
What I want to know.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What I want to know is, did he set up or did he completely leave behind the Funky Bunch? Or are they all right? He forgot about them.
He forgot all about them.
That's messed up.
You want to know what the first line was in this article about him selling the house?
Mm-hmm.
It was a marquee markdown. Is that not fucking awesome?
I love a good pun.
I thought about you.
Gotta be a good pun.
You hate all these, and I'm with you too. You skipped the first 2 paragraphs.
I like puns.
No, puns are good.
The first 3 paragraphs. Oh, every article you read these days, the first 3 paragraphs just literally repeat the same thing. Well, Mark Wahlberg sold his house. You never guess for how much. Next paragraph is, real estate is weird. So Mark Wahlberg, how much did he sell it for? Well, let's see. The next paragraph, I don't know. Mark Wahlberg, and then it's like, well, get to the fucking story.
Get to the fucking point.
It's insane.
That's it. That's all we got, Frankie C. Eddie, when are you gonna do the song? When are we doing the DMB song? Is that Friday? Is that next Monday?
Monday. Let's do Monday.
Yeah, next Monday. Okay. All right.
I'll have it for you Monday. I'm still working on it.
A week from today.
Remember the last time we talked about it? The last time we talked about it was what, Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't picked up the guitar since. Hey, it's been a busy weekend. Leave me alone.
Check the members only area. I put a post in there over the weekend. That was kind of fun, getting a lot of good reaction from some of the members. So take a look, see at that.
You did? I didn't see that.
You saw it. You were there.
I didn't see anything. Become a member. We got the join button down below. 3 different levels of membership, 3 different price ranges. Also, we got merch. Go get our merch.
Mm-hmm.
One of these.
Oh.
All right. They got the 3 of us on there. Got the Anthony on air on the back.
It has been a while since we've seen the what do we call that? The silhouette shirt. Yeah. Classic, Frank.
There it is.
Classic.
There's the 3 of us.
You are a classy
Good
gentleman.
stuff.
You really are.
I try.
Yeah, we've got some. We actually have some other stuff coming out in the merch store pretty soon, so we're working on some things behind the old.
Appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us, like you always do. You guys are awesome.
The best, my favorite.
Happy birthday, Raven! I believe it was. Happy
Raven.
Birthday.
Yeah. Congrats, DJ Shenanigans.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa DJ.
That's
Good luck.
Legendary. Legendary. All right, we'll see you guys on there. Hit the wrong thing.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.